Hey guys, here's today's video. This is going to be a model review of the WSI Kenworth T800 with the 4-axle Rogers Lowboy. As I just mentioned, this is made by WSI in 1/50th scale. These are just released not very long ago. I was lucky enough to get a couple of them. Really nice truck, been wanting one for a long time now. So yeah, we'll just get on with it. Probably start with the tractor first, so I'll just unhook the Lowboy for the time being, but again we'll start with the tractor here. Get it kind of focused here. So the front of the tractor, the grill is etched through. Can't really, you can kind of tell. It is etched through all the way. There's a nice Kenworth badge on top. The oversized load banner is removable. It just pulls in and out of this hole here. It also comes with a hook, or I believe it's a pintle hook that you can put in there instead. I just had the banner on there just because it looks nicer in my opinion. But the lights have lenses. There's turn signals here, your air filters, mirrors are nice metal. You have a visor, your air horns on top, and marker lights, as well as wipers. Side of the truck, you have a really nice Kenworth logo on the side of the hood here. Tires are very nice. The rims are really detailed. The door, the latch is painted, which is really nice, and also the seal. The window is partially open. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but it is partially open, which I would have rather it been all the way up or all the way down, but that's just me. It still looks nice either way. The doors do open. They are kind of stiff, but you can see inside. See the steering wheel, seat. The seat does actually have air ride, which is pretty cool for something in this scale. The inside is pretty detailed. You just can't really tell on the camera, which I apologize for. Your exhaust is really nice. It's etched through. You have diamond plated steps where your battery cover is. Fuel tank on the side. Behind the cab here you have a nice headache rack or back rack, whichever you call them. It's got a really nice light bar on top, some replicated chains. They're not, you can't take them off, but they do add a lot of detail. And of course your lines, your coiled lines. Going back to the side of the tractor here, it's your pushers up front. It does, I will show you in a little bit how it does work. It is functional though. The fenders are nice. They are plastic. They do look really nice. At least on mine anyway. They're kind of not perfectly square, but it's kind of hard to get everything perfect. On the back, you have some nice mud flaps, which are rubber and have the Kenworth logo on the bottom. The lights on the rear are painted. The fifth wheel is typical sword one. The working lock and latch system. Oop, the fender fell off here. Put that back on quick. So this side of the tractor is basically the same. Yeah, pretty much the same as the other side. Underneath is really detailed. You can see all the suspension, drive shafts, lines. It's really detailed underneath, which is nice. So that's pretty much the details of the tractor. Now I'll go to the little details of the trailer quick. So the trailer is nice. I'll start up with the gooseneck. It has a lot of very clear, crisp decals and warning labels on the gooseneck here. Again, also on the bottom, you do have your plug-ins, which actually are able to be unplugged or plugged into the gooseneck. You have your foldable ramps right here for loading and unloading equipment. On top, you have all the hydraulic lines and air lines running from the connections where the lines from the tractor would plug in. The deck surfacing is really nice. It's plastic, but it is very nice. You can see your plastic, I believe they're plastic cross members down there. The side of the deck has a lot of reflective or DOT striping, which looks really nice. It has a whole bunch of deck extenders or width extenders which fold out, which I will show you in a little bit, and also tie down loops between each one. Again, at the back here, more really small warning graphics. And then your 4-axles, it's 4-axle flip Lowboy, which means the 4th axle is, well, able to be flipped up like this. It comes pinned down. You just have to remove a pin that's between these two connections here, and then it can flip up. I just leave it out just because it's a pain in the butt to put back in. But you see there are rubber mud flaps between each one, so if you do have the axle up, you still have mud flaps there and also lights. They are rubber and do have the Rogers logo and also where it's manufactured, which is nice. Lights on the rear are painted. You have another tie down loop in the middle. The other side's basically the same, but underneath is really nice. You can see all this, the hoses running to all the different chambers, and it's really detailed. They even have the hoses running down the side of the deck here, if you can see, all the way up to the front where they connect in, which is really nice. Just shows the level of detail on this model. So we'll go with functions on the Lowboy quick. As I mentioned, the axle does flip up and down, and you can also clip the third one out of service. There's just 2 tabs that you can, if you can see right here, you just have to slide up, and then it locks it out of service. So as you can see, third axle is not grounded, and you can do that and just have 2 axles running. It's really nice this way, that it's kind of flexible and you can pose it quite a few different ways. As I mentioned, all these sideboards come out. They're very loose, so a lot of them just kind of flop out, like as you see, which isn't a bad thing, but if you're posing it without the sideboards, it's kind of a pain in the butt. But if you get it straight, they will stay in and out of the way. And it does come with replica timber sections to lay across all of those. The gooseneck does come off. I'm not going to do it right now, just because it's kind of a bit difficult. But the ramps do come down and are hinged nice. But the fifth wheel, or the gooseneck, does come off. It just pulls out, and it's a plastic. I guess clip is the word I'm looking for. That just plugs into a hole in the Lowboy deck. Which, I mean, it is nice, but it can wear out and just not hold after a while, which is kind of the reason why I'm not taking it off. I just don't want to have that happen. Anyway, there are cylinders up here that can lower the gooseneck down or up if it's not hooked to anything, or if they are hooking it to something. There is suspension on each axle on the Lowboy, which is nice. Even the 4th axle, which is pretty nice. So that's pretty much functions on the Lowboy. Now I'll move to the tractor. Functions, hood opens. Show a really nice engine in there. Here you can see that the grill is etched through. You can see through the other side. Really nice detailed engine in there. Looks really nice. Opens again, as I mentioned, the doors, both doors open. You can also remove the battery covers on each side, though they are kind of difficult to put back on or get in. They come, when you get the truck, they come off, or they're not attached in the box. You have to put them on. They are kind of a pain to get in, but they will stay in once you get them on. Steering, there's only basically one range each way, which is okay. Something's better than nothing, but it does mean it can't really make that sharp turn, but again, it is better than nothing. This also has suspension on each axle. It rolls really nice and smooth. The fifth wheel, again, here as you can see, the typical sword locking system. You just pull this lever and it opens, put the kingpin in and close it back on it. The fifth wheel is movable. You can see all the way up, all the way back. It does move, which is nice for adapting to different trailers, or if you want to put a different trailer on it. For the lift axle, you just remove this little cover, and then it too is the same as the Lowboy. There's two tabs you just have to flip into the notch lower. I'll try and show you, but it's kind of hard to see. So if you can see these tabs right now, they're up in the raised position, but to lower it, you just push them towards the fifth wheel. There's a lower section or a notch down there, and when you put both these tabs into there, the wheels will be on the ground. So it is a pretty good way to actually make a functioning lift axle, which I like a lot. I have the old Sword Mac, and the lift axle will not get off the ground really at all. So I like how this one does get off the ground quite a ways. Otherwise, that's pretty much the functions on the truck. I'll hook them back together. As you can see, just pull the lever, put the kingpin in, and release it, and it makes a good connection. It's engineered properly that the Lowboy won't foul on the tractor at all. Proper turning, and guess I could show you guys what a couple other models look like on this trailer. So here's the first one we'll put on, is the D6T. See, it fits really nice. Again, basically typical flatbed or Lowboy. Another one, something a little bigger, Komatsu HM400. See, it looks really nice. You can really pose any size model on this, and it still looks really nice, as you can see, which I really like about these. They're basically able to be posed with any model, or just even on their own. They're impressive. But otherwise, anyways, that's pretty much it for this review, guys. Again, great truck. Would recommend getting one if you can swing one. I know they are a little more on the pricey side, but they are well worth it in my opinion. So yeah, anyways, that's pretty much it for this review, guys. So as always, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you next time.